actually, if I tell about myself, so I was born and brought up in a Muslim family in India. So we are very devoted Muslims, like times a day, going for the prayer every. And last 1 year, I was like when I came to UAE. I am Dubai in right now.
Don't say where are you.
So
Okay.
so I'm doing job in Dubai. So I was very devoted kind of a Muslim. Like I was praying 5 times, and tahajjud
Mm-hmm.
before Fajr prayer. We used to pray for the tahajjud also.
Mm-hmm.
So I like, but in India, what happens? We read Quran in Arabic. We don't know the translation. We never know the meaning of what is there inside. We just know Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Mm. Yeah,
In the
I understand.
shaitan, these kinds of things we know, but the teachers in the schools, they never tell the meaning of the Quran
Mm. Yeah. All right.
and the Hadith things. We know this kind there, Sira is there. We were hearing from our grandparents, our parents, and everyone that yeah, Prophet Muhammad was the person who, if somebody hit with a stone, he used to pray for him that Allah guide him on the right way.
Mm-hmm.
He was very patient kind of person. And we used to hear the story of he was when he used to walk on his street, some of women was there, she used to throw the garbage of a house on her on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to visit her house when she is ill. She accepted Islam. This kind of a story we used to hear and grew up. So we used to imagine Prophet Muhammad was the greatest human living on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
So last year when realized, let's this is the voice and words of Allah directly in the Quran. So I thought to read the things. When I started so lot of things were there, like kill this, kill that, and about women's their right things. When I like first I to ignore these things. Maybe I'm not, because I asked my friend. He said no, you cannot understand these things without proper tafsir.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is written in Quran that Allah has openly clearly told everything in Quran, then why we need tafsir?
Right.
Because every other chapter Allah is repeating the same thing, that yeah, I don't I am telling this is a book of and everything is clear in this book. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I have clearly mentioned everything for you in the easiest way. So I asked my friend in here that it's clearly mentioned everything. Why we need tafsir? So they were like, no, don't. This is like fitna from shaitan. Don't think about these things and this and that all. So slowly, I completed the whole Quran. But this was what if you have a friendship with Christians and non-Muslims, um, leave the Islam. You are not a Muslim. You are not true a Muslim. In India, when I used to hear Zakir Naik, he was like a hero for me. Always, he was like a hero. So when I used to hear about jihad, so what he used to tell, that you have to fight with your nafs, not with the people. This is so we had the image of jihad like this. But when I read the Quran, it's clearly mentioned that the jihad is only in fighting in the path of Allah.
Mm-hmm.
Give your life is the greatest thing you can do. So then I realized when I used to hear Tariq Jamil also. Tariq Jamil, you heard about him?
No, I never heard with him. No.
Yeah, he is also like Maulana. He's a great scholar,
Mm.
and he used to tell some great stories about Prophet. But these are just stories. When I just started reading the Hadith and the Quran, then I found these are just stories he used to tell from here and there. But these are not not zaif. This thing that somebody hit him with a stone and he used to pray for him. And but when I read the Hadith, then law kill him. It was like this. So I started doubt So slowly, then I used to watch. I just on YouTube. I I watch David Wood's video. Then again, I Jay Smith's video, Ali Dawa, and all these things. Then Apostate Prophet. He used to verify all the things. And then I watched your videos. So lot of things were there, but still, I stopped praying and all these things because the first doubt came in my mind is if Allah has created me
Is Allah what?
as a Muslim, He to Jannah. Allah has created me and Hindus and Christians, everyone.
Correct. Okay.
So He will send me to Jannah because I know that how to pray and all everything. And for the same thing, he know the destiny. That means everything is planned.
Right.
So He will throw other religious people to you hell for eternity.
Correct.
So that concept is not understood. But I want to ask one thing.
All right.
Question. Hello.
Yes, I hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
I hear
Can you
you. I
hear
hear.
me?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So I had a question because I'm asking everyone this question, the scholars and all this. So one of my friends that showed me that about Pharaoh,
The Pharaoh. Yeah.
the dead body that was found, the mummy
Hmm.
near the Red Sea.
Mm-hmm.
So it is preserved, and there is a ayah in Quran also in the chapter 10 about Pharaoh that I will preserve your body, you for life, for the people in future, and his body is found also. And the Dr. Morris research is there that whatever is mentioned in Quran is true. That body was drawn the and it is preserved. So he also accepted Islam.
Mm-hmm.
So now again, is it true that he was the Pharaoh, the same Pharaoh Dr. Morris talking about?
Well, there's many those Muslims they quote them. We don't know if really those Dr. Morris. I don't. Dr. Morris is a doctor, and suddenly he knows the Pharaoh. I mean, the Muslim they use this
Hmm.
guy name for everything. Suddenly, like Dr. Morris became the person who knows even what happened to the Pharaoh. If a person who
Hmm.
is a doctor in like let's say a dentist or a doctor for body today, how he became an expert for the Pharaoh. I mean, this will go back to historian. However, we can prove easy that the story of the Pharaoh in the Quran is nothing but a hoax. First of all, who is the Pharaoh? There's nothing is called Pharaoh. Pharaoh is a
Yeah,
name,
Pharaoh.
is not a name of
When
a.
when when I read
Hmm.
about them, it's like Pharaoh was every name. The kings were called pharaohs in Egyptian culture.
Yes, the king. This is so. Who is the Pharaoh? So when you say Pharaoh, how we will know which Pharaoh you are talking about? This is number one. Number two, Pharaoh, he died in one verse, and in the other one, he live in another verse. So he died, or he no. It says here clearly, وَإِذَا فَرَّقْنَا بِكُمُ الْبَحْرَ فَأَنْجَيْنَاكُمْ وَأَغْرَقْنَا آلَ فَرْعَوْنَ. Chapter 2, verse number 50. So Pharaoh and his
Hmm.
people they die supposedly. All right, and then
Hmm.
Allah he punished Pharaoh already. Chapter 3, verse number 11. So where in how this
Hmm.
is how this become Allah saying that he saved the Pharaoh. Secondly, the Quran says that the Pharaoh he have a minister. His name is Haman, but Haman
Hmm.
does not even exist in Egypt. You know, Haman. This is a very
Okay.
very clear mistake. As an example, when
Hmm.
Pharaoh he says, "Oh Haman, build for me a place, a high tower." But Haman, this is a guy supposedly he is from the Babylon, and the tower we know, which was somebody a king want to see God, is not the Pharaoh. you know. So
Hmm.
uh, uh,
Yeah.
when Muhammad speak about stories in the past and the history, uh, it's very very funny and very stupid because he misquote everything wrong.
Yeah.
Let me show you this verse. Uh, let us see, about 36,
Chapter 40.
verse number 36, and chapter 28, verse number 38. All right, both of them speak
Let
about
me
what?
open the Surah chapter 40. What repeat?
You can go to 40, 36 first. The Pharaoh here,
46.
yeah, the Pharaoh, he ordered Haman, but Haman is not is not exist in Egypt. Haman is in Iraq. So a Pharaoh, he ordered Haman to build for him a tower. This is the Tower of the Babylon. This is in Iraq, not in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So how Muhammad, he thought for a second that the Pharaoh is the one who ordered Haman to build the Tower of the Babylon. And what the purpose of that?
Mm-hmm.
Because he want to go to heaven and he will see God, to see the God of Musa, to see
Yeah.
if this is true or not. But this is not
Yeah.
this. But this is story have nothing to do with the the story. This story have nothing to do with the Pharaoh. This is a story have to do with the Babylon. So
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad, obviously here, he don't know who is the Pharaoh. He don't know when the Pharaohs exist. As an example, you so even do even Muhammad knows where Musa, what time Musa was exist? Look what Muhammad he says.
Mm-hmm.
He said that Moses he was misled, or the people of Moses, they were misled by the Pharisee. Sorry, the Samari, the Samaritan.
Mm-hmm.
How such a mistake can happen in the Quran? Muhammad is
Yeah, a lot
saying
of
it clearly.
mistakes are there.
Yeah,
That's why
hold up.
when I was
Just to
not
show you,
reading it
if we are
correctly.
talking about the Pharaoh have to be in the time of Moses. All right. So
Yeah.
then, how Muhammad he says that the Samari, the Samaritan, they will exist in the time of Moses. So obviously,
Mm-hmm.
the one who wrote the Quran is not only stupid; he is an official idiot. He don't know where the Pharaoh was located, because the Pharaoh, according to the Quran, he exists in Iraq and he built the Babylon Tower. He do not know when Haman was located. He do not know that the Samari, what time he was exist. The Samari was not in the time of Moses, and Moses never met the Samari. What are you talking about? And here he quote
Mm-hmm.
the story of the people of Moses worshipping a cow. And why? Because of the Samari. And that is in the time of Moses, as you see here. You see, so Moses, we went back to his folk angry, sad. He said, oh, my people, has not your Lord promised you, etc. And then he speak about how the Samari misleaded them, the Samaritan. So the Quran proven that all history is quoted wrong, and this is a proof that this is not from God. So when they lied and fabricated chapter, or they fabricate the articles about Doctor, you see, I will not be surprised if, I mean, the Muslim always they use a name for somebody and they make him famous by lying about what he said. As an example, the Muslim, they say that George Bernard Shaw, he says if a Prophet Muhammad was exist today, he can solve all the problem in the world in 5 minutes while drinking his coffee in the morning. Now, where we cannot find this book where Bernard Shaw he said something positive about Muhammad. The fact he said the opposite. So they false fabricate articles. They post it, and never trust a Muslim posting an article or even posting a translation for the Bible or even for the Quran. You see the translation of the Quran we have in front of us, none of it is true. Not single verse in the Quran translated in English or any language is true. The only way to get the Quran correct if you speak Arabic, so they cannot fool you, or if it's translated by somebody he is not a Muslim, because they always lie in the translation. So the Quran cannot be from God. For the same reason you say that somebody converted to Islam because he found that the Pharaoh was saved. The fact the Pharaoh is not exist, you know, because Muhammad did not know where the Pharaoh located. He think he is in Iraq. He think the Pharaoh built the Babylon Tower. And in the same time, look in different verse in the Quran. Look what Muhammad he said. Muhammad he said that Allah he opened a school in the Babylon to teach black magic.
Yeah.
You know how this can be. I mean, so the Babylon Tower suddenly became a school of magic. Harry Potter. You know, Harut or Marut. I don't know if you heard of those two angels. Allah he sent two angels. Their name is Harut and Marut. Chapter 2, verse 102. And they where there's Harut and Marut, they came in the same tower, which is supposedly, according to Muhammad, Pharaoh he ordered to build. Where? In the Babylon. I mean, how in the world? And look, fixing that even with Solomon. So here you will see that he sent two angels in the two angels in Babel. You see Babel, huh? Which is the
Yeah.
Babylon land, the Tower of Babel. Harut and Marut, even those names are coming from legions before Islam. And what those two
Mhm.
angels they do, they teach people black magic. I mean, the whole Quran is a book of fiction. So you see, not a single name quoted in the Quran is quoted accurately. Not a single date, not a single history
Yeah,
event.
they
As an
are
example,
quoted
who is
quoted as
Isa? Until
Arabic
now, we
names.
cannot find where is Isa is coming from. If we ask the Muslim, the word Injil, how Allah he used the word Injil. If Isa, they say to us, Isa was a prophet for the Jews, correct? Don't they
Hmm.
say that? Okay, so how the book of Isa is Injil? Because Injil is a Greek word. So how the guy he was
Yeah.
sent to the Jews, but yet his book in a Greek? Because the second you call it Injil, you just say that this is a Greek book. So how Allah he called a book of Isa in the wrong name? He should give it a Hebrew name,
Yes.
you know. Then
Yeah.
you will cite
Yeah.
you will find that Mary in the Quran, she is the sister of Aaron. So
Yeah.
that's mean that
Yeah.
Mary,
Yeah. That I like
yeah,
heard.
that's mean Mary she was exist in the time of the Pharaoh, and
Yeah.
Jesus was born in the time of the
So
Pharaoh.
it was a confusion between Maryam and Mary, two names.
Yeah, Maryam, you know, it's true that Moses he have a sister. Her name is Maryam.
Yeah.
Harun and Aaron and Moses, they have a sister. Her name is Maryam. So Muhammad he thought that this is the same Maryam, which is the mother of Jesus, and that made Jesus is the nephew of Moses. You know,
Hmm.
so. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
when we study the story of the Pharaoh, we will find the most messed up stories in history. Suddenly,
Yeah.
Aaron and Moses exist in the time of the Pharaoh, but Mary is the sister of Aaron and Moses. That means Jesus was born in the time of the Pharaoh. I mean,
Yeah.
how horrible Muhammad is to be a historian. His God
Hmm.
Allah is the worst historian ever, right? So history is wrong, names are wrong. Like Mary, her father is Umran, and Moses, his father is Umran. This is why he says Mary is the sister of Aaron, because he thinks both of them they have the same father. It's not a, you know, the Muslim they
Yeah.
say, oh, there's a guy, his name is Kabul Ahbar. He got Muhammad busted. So he starts saying how the prophet saying that Mary is the sister of Aaron, but there is a hundreds of years between them. So Muhammad, to fix his lie, he said, oh, at that time they used to call them by the good names of their ancestors. This is a lie. This is a big fat lie, because first of all, Mary is not from the tribe of Moses.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
this is additional stupid mistake, because you see, imagine you are from India. I don't know from which territory. You don't need to say. I do not know much about India, but let's say you are from Mumbai, and then your
Hmm.
family, all of them, they are from Mumbai. So we will call you the Mumbanian, just for the sake
Hmm.
of argument. So imagine I call you, I say your ancestor is Mr. Suzuki in Japan. I mean, they are not the same. They are two different tribes.
There.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are not the same
That's
people.
what all
Yes, all of them they are
messed up.
Jews. Yes, they are all of them they are the Jews. Yes, all of them they are the children of Abraham at the end of the day. But they are not the same. They are not from the same tribe. So how he mixed between Mary and how Mary she became the sister of Aaron, they are not even from the same people. So here you will notice the foolishness of Muhammad again. Same time,
Hmm.
how the father of Mary became Amran, and the father of Moses became Amran. First of all, Moses' father is not Amran, is Amram. So Muhammad even could not quote the name correctly. And then he switched the name of the father of Mary just because he thought that Miriam is the real sister of Aaron and real sister of Moses. So he called Miriam father Amran. That's why we have a chapter in the Quran. It's called the chapter of Amran. So imagine, even Quran is full, even the names are mistakenly made. Who is Umran? Who is the father of Mary? I mean,
Hmm.
the Christian, they will corrupt their Bible. Even the names will change them. Why? Like they were
Yeah,
waiting for
the main
Muhammad.
thing is I heard from childhood that Christians have changed the whole Bible, the Jews have changed the whole Torah, and everything is changed. But the main question is always in my mind: how, if Allah has 99 names, then He would have told her the previous messengers also. Then why single name is not mentioned in any of the book? The main question is from my side always. None of the name of Allah is mentioned in any of. Yes.
Right, but this is not only
So
this is not only
it's
this. Allah have a stupid names. I mean, maybe
and
we can
until
go
and
over.
unless the problem is what our elders, what our teachers are telling us that we are believing, and from the childhood they are putting everything in our heads that this is the only truth, don't think about it, this is the truth, you have to believe it. And we were believing it like, if I would have not read the Quran myself, Sira, all these things from myself, then I would have not known that this is a really, really, really stupid thing to believe.
You see, when
And
the
I am really
Quran
disgusted.
have
I'm
many
really
verses.
disgusted what I believed my whole life till 30 years of
Yeah,
instead.
listen, my friend. Chapter 5, verse number 44. It says that Allah He gave the Torah to the Jews and He entrusted the Jews in protection of the Torah. I mean, have you ever
Hmm.
heard of a silly statement like this? The book of God is the book of God, and the only one can be trusted to protect the book is God, for man is corrupt. Isn't it Muhammad who says every son of an Adam is a sinner? How you trust the sinner to protect your book? Secondly,
Yeah.
how you say I entrusted? You see, the word trust mean what? It's mean I believe that you are good, correct?
Yeah.
If I trust you to
Uh,
give you the key of my house, that's mean I believe in the moment I give you the keys that you are a good person, correct?
yeah.
But this is mean Allah do not know the
Yes.
future.
Mhm.
You see, mistaken in trust can be happen for a human being like me and you. I thought you are good and you turn not to be good. That's normal for a human to happen. But God, He trusted the Jews to protect the book, and then the Jews they screwed Him, and then it like, oops, I made a mistake. I trusted you. That's alone a proof that Allah cannot be God. Secondly, the Quran have tons of verses saying that Allah He confirm what is with them, not the opposite.
Mhm.
As an example, chapter 2, verse number 89. It says, confirm what they possess, what is with them. All right.
Let me open chapter
Okay.
2, verse number 8.
How we can confirm what is with them if it is
Yeah.
not, if it's corrupt? Hmm? It says
Mhm.
clearly confirming what is with them. Lima ma'ahum. The chapter 2, verse number 91, chapter 2, verse 101.
Mhm.
Confirming here the Yusuf Ali, he added what was with them. That's a lie. It doesn't say that in Arabic. It says lima ma'ahum, to what is with them. Change the translation, you will find the translator change his hypocrisy. This is why I say always you have you cannot trust Islamic translation for anything.
Mhm.
Look, we just changed the translator. Look what happened. Do you see what happened?
Yeah, yeah, I saw. I already
confirming
saw these things.
confirming that which is they possess. In the Yusuf
Mhm.
Ali, he says what was with them. There's a huge difference between what was and what they possess.
Yeah.
So which one of them is telling the truth? This one. The verse in front of me in Arabic, I challenge any Muslim who speak Arabic to say this is not the truth. ولما جاءهم رسول من عند الله مصدقا لما معهم, believing in what they have in their hands. And actually there's a
Yeah.
hadith where Muhammad himself, he took an oath saying,
Yeah.
he put his hand in the Torah saying, I believe in thee and the one who sent thee. So the
Yeah, there
statement the
is a
Muslim they
difference
say to
between his
us,
what is in their hand and what was there in hands.
yeah, actually based in the corruption statement, the Quran speak about corruption in which way? Let us see.
Yeah.
uh, uh, the Quran says that the Jews they change if you read the interpretation, you will see it says يحرفون الكلم عن مواضعه, which mean they change the words of its meaning or its location. If you go and read the interpretation, it says it clearly that this is mean the Jews, they change the words from its meaning. But if we talk it in like in literate way as it is written in front of us, but read with me carefully. Some of those who are Jews, they change the word from their context. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. In different translation, they will say to you from its location. Now, regardless if it's from context or location, so if it changed in the location will corrupt the book, that's mean the Quran is corrupt. All of it, because the Quran we see in front of us is not the Quran given to Muhammad. Even according to Muslims, they say there's a Quran according to revelation, and this is what I'm working right now in translating it. The verse number 1 is what it says, Muhammad, the angel came to Muhammad and he squeezed him and he says to him, Iqra, right? This is the first revelation. So if corruption is a change in the words from its location, that means the Quran is corrupt. But here, even the Quran says that the corruption we are talking about of the Jews, they changed the context of the word. And Muhammad, as an example, there's a story in the hadith where they asked Muhammad, what do you think about a man and a woman they committed adultery? And there's a Jew, he put his finger over the word where it says stone them. And this is what it's meant in this verse. He was hiding the words from their context. He didn't want to show it. They did not change the book, they did not corrupt the book. So the Muslims, when they come with the accusation of corrupt, that's stupid. And actually this is against their God, because if their God is the one who sent those books and he can protect them, then Allah is a false God. And then here we have to ask a very important question. I advise all the Christians to remember those questions. When a Muslim he says the Bible or the Torah is corrupt, we need to ask a very serious question. Is it corrupt by Allah will or against Allah will? What do you think about this? Is it by Allah will or against Allah will? What do you think?
Yeah, if it God's book, then
what do you think? Is it by Allah will or against his will?
it will be Allah's will, because if God wants, then only.
Thank you. So if it's Allah by Allah will, so what's my problem? I mean, this is crazy. It was Allah will to corrupt the Torah and the Bible, and then he accused us of corrupting the Bible. I mean, this is madness. You know what I mean? This is stupid, actually. Not only madness, this is madness. This is crazy. It is your will to corrupt the Torah and the Bible, and then you accuse me of corrupting the Torah and the Bible. Who is the stupid here? It's the same as the story, if you remember, when Adam and Moses, they have a debate. I don't know if you saw this video of mine. Adam and Moses, they have a debate. And Moses, he said to Adam, Habibi, Adam, Habibi, because of you, Habibi, we were out of heaven, Habibi. So Adam, he said to him, are you blaming me for a sin Allah he ordained for me, which I should do 40 years before my creation? I mean, how you can? So in Islam, even the sin of Adam, it was not a choice for Adam. It was a destiny, and you yourself mentioned that when you start talking to me. So look what Adam, he says to him, do you blame me for which Allah had written in my fate 40 years before my creation? So Adam is not a sinner. Adam is a good guy. It was Allah. Allah is the mad guy. He made Adam. Look at this hadith here, and you will see here Muhammad is so excited. He says Adam, he confuted Musa 3 times. Look what he says. Adam, he says to Musa, do you blame me for doing a deed which Allah had decreed that I should do? I should what? I should do. It's not a choice. So our sin is a sin we should do in Islam. And if you commit sin, it is something you should do in Islam. It's not a choice for you. And not only that, you know that Muslims, they get punished for adultery, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but adultery have different value for them. I mean, you can do adultery as long as you do it legally, like muta, it's fine. But look at this. Muhammad, he says that adultery you do is a destiny Allah he decide for you before you do it. Read carefully with me, guys. And this is a Sahih hadith. This is a Sahih hadith. They cannot say it's a lie. So it says Abu Hurairah reported that Allah Messenger said, Allah is SWSSS, who said, Allah has decreed for the children of Adam a share of adultery. This is Sunan ibn Dawood. and then he count what kind of adultery. Al-Bukhari, let's see Al-Bukhari. Uh, the Prophet, he says,
Sunan Abi Dawud.
yeah, we are going to show all the reference. Okay, so the Muslims, they can see, you know, what we are talking about. So
Yeah.
everyone, Allah, he decreed for him what he will do and his share of adultery. This is Sahih al-Bukhari as an example. The Prophet who has said, Allah has written for Adam's sons his share of adultery, which commit, you know. So it's not you, it is not you who choose to do adultery. It's a fate Allah he wrote for you. It is
Yeah.
your share, it's your portion, and it's not a choice for you to
This is the
accept or
most
to.
stupid thing.
Yeah, so why you are stoning a woman for committed adultery if Allah is the one who decides before he created her that she would do adultery?
Yeah. If
I mean,
everything is decided, then why I am the
why I am being punished? Why I am being judged?
for me to the
Why
hell
Adam?
for doing nothing?
If Adam he kicked out from heaven because Allah he made it as a destiny, why he kicked him out from heaven?
Yeah.
This is why we say this religion is a stupid cult. And here we go again.
The same question I asked my friend. Why he made us to entertain the angels and himself, that he will throw us to the world, and then again he will put us on in test, and again he will throw us in Jahannam and hell, and that is kind of entertainment for him. So if he is going to entertain, then we should also entertain in this world. Why should care then if everything is written?
Yeah, you know, you make me do it, and then you punish me for doing what you made me do. This is the
Yeah.
logic of Islam. So my friend,
So
I
yeah.
can tell you are you are leaving Islam, right? Did you make a decision or not yet?
Yeah, I have. The problem is we are in India and Muslims. So if if I leave it officially, then what will happen? Everything will be ruined. My family, my everything. I'm very confused what to do and how to uh, go further with it. Because if I when I speak to my friends and cousin and I tell this, that these are the things, and my when before I think 3 4 or a week before, I was talking to my cousin. She was like telling uh, about Islam, so I told all these things. She had no answer, but what told me that you are now a kafir. I will talk to you, and you will also misguide me.
So what? I
You
mean,
are
you know,
not a person. You are
let me tell you, my friend. Let me tell you, as an
the things
example.
happens in the.
No, my friend. Let me say, I am a
But if you
Christian.
go to India,
I am a Christian. I am a Christian. Okay, and there are some
yeah,
Christians they don't like what I do because many Christians they believe what I am doing is dangerous. Okay, so they stay away from me.
yeah,
They don't talk to me. They don't even visit me, and they don't want to know me. But that will not stop me
yeah,
from doing what I'm doing. You see, there's if we do things because of a neighbor or a cousin or a family, I mean, we have why we live. I mean, so I'm not going to stay in doing something I don't believe is. I do what I believe is right. I don't care what people say. And there is millions of billions of people. They don't they share the view with you, so you don't associate with the one. If they want to cast you out, okay, no problem. I mean, you are not left alone in this earth. There is 7 8 billion human being. You know what I mean? There's always people who
yeah,
think like you, they believe like you, and there's no problem. For me, is the same. Me as a Christian, even can be rejected by some who claim to be Christian, and they believe that a Christian is just someone who go to the church and just he wave his hand to Jesus, says, "I love Jesus." It's not Christianity. This is false. Jesus, he said that you say the truth. The truth will set you free. Christianity is not just worshiping Jesus. Christianity is about witnessing to the truth, and the truth is a must. It's a duty for every Christian. If you don't do that, you are no Christian. You are just a false, selfish person.
So I have a question about Christianity also.
Sure.
My main concern is about like if you talk about Islam or Christianity or any other religion, so not all the religions, not the messengers, not their book, not their message, nothing. A lot of people in India, if you go to India, the rural areas, the villages, they don't know even about Christianity. They don't know about Islam's from hundred of years. They are dying. They are dying. So what will happen to them? Because there nothing is mentioned about it in Quran or Hadith.
No,
That what
let me tell you.
about them?
According
They
to the
never
Bible,
heard about Prophet Muhammad.
okay. If somebody never heard, never been invited, never been taught about Christ, according to the Bible, that this
Yeah.
person, he would be judged by what God gave him. Our God is God
Mm-hmm.
of fair and justice, which means, let us say you are a person who live in the middle of nowhere in Brazil jungles, all right,
Mm-hmm.
and this person
Yeah.
never heard of the Bible, never heard of of a word. So is it fair that he will go to hell? No, he will not go to hell. He might still go to hell based in what he know, which means what you know, what you have. I mean, a
Okay.
human being, God created him. He knew, like when you shed the blood, you know that this is ugly. You feel disgusted, right? So inside you, still God, He put some wisdom about wrong and right.
Mhm.
So you are
Yeah,
born
wrong and right.
with some knowledge of what is right, what's wrong, but you don't have a book of God. So now God will judge you by what you have. What about somebody? There's people who they are born with special needs. I mean, they don't have enough comprehend. Like to understand things. You know what I mean, right? I don't want to call them crazy. I mean, they have an illness, which is not their fault. Are they going to go to hell? No. You know what I mean? God is going to judge a human being by his knowledge. As an example, Jesus says, if you want to go to heaven, you should be the same as the little one. But the little one do not know about anything about Jesus. Imagine we go to
Mm-hmm.
a kid, he is 2 days old, and we say to him, Jesus. I mean,
Yeah.
so what if he died today? He will go to hell or to heaven? No, he will go to heaven. Again, the
Mm-hmm.
God of Christianity judge you by your knowledge. However, in Islam, even if you are uh, a baby who is just born and die, you might go to
Mm-hmm.
hell. Why? Because Muhammad, as you said, he believed in destiny. For you are, your destiny is made before your birth, have nothing to do with your sin. Look at this story in front of us. This is Sahih. Aisha, she said to Muhammad, a happiness will be for this
Mm-hmm.
child. This child is what? They went to a funeral. And actually, let me show you more clear hadith. Here it says, read carefully.
No,
Uh,
can you hear me? One question is that it should I think it's related to both Christianity and like Islam.
hmm.
So if somebody died before like 10 years, 9 years of age, okay, and what will happen to him if that person is going to heaven because he's like 10 years, he don't have any understanding of anything. So he will go to heaven or hell according
A
to Islam
person,
or
a
according to
person,
Christianity.
regardless of age, a person who do not know, he will go and be punished or judged by what he know. Now, a person who is a child, he is innocent, for he do not know even what sin is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. The second you arrive to the point that you know what is wrong
the
and what's
thing is
right.
the thing is he has to live in the heaven for eternity always, like he's 10 years
Yes,
old
that's it. That's
now,
that's
he
that's it.
died
No, no,
and
no.
he will go to heaven for always. So
I am
why
not
he
God, my
why
friend.
he's privileged, why I'm not privileged? I should also, why what I'm doing in this world, I should also die, and
No,
at the
no,
age of 10 why
it's
God
not
has
about
done this
privilege. No, no,
justice.
this is not about privilege. This is about justice. You as mature person who have a brain, who can make decision, who get the information, it's not right to judge you the same as we judge someone. He is a child, he is not aware of what's right, what's wrong. This is not about privilege. This is about,
No,
he
so Christianity is death and uh, life is in hand of God, or it is just like that you can die anytime, it's not in the hand of God,
no, our death and our
right?
life
This your
is
death
something
and your
no, it's something natural because we are under the rule of nature. We get sick, God, he cast us out of heaven, and by that we face death. Death can happen in the first day of your life. It can happen a year after. Now, for sure, we believe that if God wants something to happen, he can make it happen. But our life, like today, I'm a believer, and then I might die now talking to you. Is that mean God killed me? No, we are created, we are the Messiah, he says, let the dead bury the dead. So all of us, we are dead now, we are dead speaking people. So it's not our time yet, and the time here is not about fate. No, it's about, our body will collapse either by age or by sickness or by accident or by violence, or there's many reasons for that, correct?
so
so
that
so
is all our luck, not a fate
not
or
like
not
there's
a destiny.
nothing is called luck. I mean, it's the nature. I mean, the nature. We are
Yeah,
subdued to
yeah.
the nature. If you jump from a mountain, you die. I mean, this is not the luck. You know what I mean? If you
Mm-hmm.
if you put gas on yourself and put the fire on, you burn yourself. This is not luck. If you drive your
No,
car,
then I'm talking about the infants or the person who is not adult. He's like 10 years, 9 years. I'm talking about those.
anyone, my friend, anyone, death, we are out of heaven. Everyone is going to die, but in different way. Maybe the majority they die normally, but some people get killed, some
Mm-hmm.
people they get sick, some people get blah 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 blah. Some people even die, but they don't know why they die. I mean, they think they are healthy, but in fact maybe
Mm-hmm.
they have heart attack, which means they are sick. So death is not God killing you. Death is something you are born with. You are limited in this life. You have the only destiny we can say in Christianity, that you are born to die. This is the only destiny, but he don't involve in your
Okay.
life. You choose what you do during this life you live, and he don't touch it. Same time, God will judge you,
Mm-hmm.
not because you die
This
yesterday
question is
or you
stuck in
or you
my
die tomorrow.
yeah.
God will judge you
I was
based in
thinking.
what you know and what you did. So if I'm a crazy person and I am 40 years old, crazy, and I hold a knife and I hit you with it, still God will not judge me for being a criminal because I'm crazy. That's not fair, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Christianity does not speak of fate as Muslim. They speak our fate, like the Bible speak about God. He
Mm-hmm.
choose the one who follow him. Yeah, he chose them because he said that I know my sheep and my sheep they know me. So we know him, and he said from their fruit you shall know them. So, and he said, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who's do his will. So it is your will have to match his will. It's not his will only as in Islam, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So God, he has a will, and you has a will. If your will match the will of God, then you are saved. If you don't,
Okay.
this is your choice. It's up to you. It's like somebody come to your house and he says there is a fire is going to happen in your house. Come with me. I want to save you. You say I don't want to leave. Get out from here. And then fire came. This is your responsibility. But look with me.
So now, if I read the Bible and I accept all the good deeds like help your enemies and help or serve the humanity, I do everything, but I don't follow, the religious kind of thing, going to the church and all these things. So what will happen to me? How I would
My
be
friend,
judged?
the Bible says it clearly that the only way to be saved, not only to practice rituals or to practice certain behavior, uh, it have to accept the Messiah, because simply claiming that I'm going to be a good person, and yet I don't want to accept the Messiah. This is what the Bible teach. I'm just being honest with you. If you don't accept the Messiah
Mm-hmm.
and you are a person who said, okay, I'm going to love my enemy. Okay, this is the teaching of Jesus. So now I'm practicing the teaching of Jesus, but I don't want to believe in Jesus. It's kind of weird,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the Savior is
Okay.
one. The Savior is one. And the Savior is the Savior. He will save you because you knock at his door, not just because you are a person who said, I'm going to be a good person. All right. So let us
Mm-hmm.
say,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I give you an example of the firefighters. There is a firefighter number. All right. And there's a guy, he have nothing to
Mm-hmm.
do with firefighting. So you call the wrong number. It's your choice. You said, okay, I'm going to take care. I'm not going to start fire in my house. I will be careful. And then time come and you needed that person and you call the person which is not the firefighter, then you are calling the wrong person. This is exactly what Christianity is about. You are required, if you really believe, if you want to join the house of God, you have to believe in the house of God. Otherwise, you are not seeking his house. So why he will save you? You know what I mean? It's like we have a
Yeah, yeah.
ship, you know the story of the flood of Noah. So, hey guys, join me. God will flood the earth, and nobody wanna join him. Okay, so why I wanna save you? I told you,
Mm-hmm.
come in my boat. You don't want. So, in Christianity, God is about justice, yes, but it's justice too. That in order for him to save you is to believe in him. Otherwise, why he want to save somebody he don't believe in him?
Mm-hmm.
As simple as that. So he give you freedom to choose, but in the same time still The freedom is, is based in a choice, and the choice is either with me or without me. If you can survive without him, good for you.
No, definitely I'm not.
Sorry.
I'm believe in God somewhere, and I want to believe something, but just I have to cross check myself. I will definitely. I have read the Quran and Hadith. Now I will definitely to read the Bible also. Then I will
All right.
sure what to do.
Well, if you, for me, I would be happy to invite you to accept the Messiah right now. It's up to you, but trust me, the Messiah. Go and read the Quran and read the Bible. You saw find the Quran is the most silly, stupid statements, stupid stories.
Yeah,
It's a rap songs have no meaning actually,
yeah,
most of it.
that I left for a long time, and now as my free will is there, so I'm definitely going to buy a Bible and going to read it, and definitely I will decide
You
after
can
that. If
read
I
it.
have
You
some
can read it
questions, then
online.
definitely I will come back to you,
Yeah.
because this is the biggest doubt in my mind, that what will happen to the infants who die. I don't know, and the person who is living in the village, he never heard about Christianity and anything. What will happen? This is the biggest question. And now it is clear. It is very clear, and I'm very excited and very happy. That somebody answered it.
All right, my
Because
friend.
if I ask this question to Muslim or my friend, and no, they have very stupid answer. They have like brainwashing kind of thing. And if you hear Zakir Naik, w- these questions started arriving in my mind when I heard Zakir Naik. He was giving lecture in Oxford to the people of Oxford University, and he was quoting the verses, and was opening the verses that time, and he was lying. Like that time, my
You see,
God, he is lying.
Zakir Naik, not only he lie, he's ignorant. You not know even his book. I noticed that this guy is an idiot. But the Muslims, as long you are
If
defending,
somebody is there, if somebody is hearing, please listen to his verses, whatever he is telling about the verses and read it. He will manipulate the verses and speak whatever he wants to. He will take the small part of the verse and elaborate according to himself.
yeah,
So when I found it, I was like, he, is with the Muslims. And go to India. India, 99.9% of Indians, they don't understand the Quran. They have to read the Quran with meaning. They about Hadith, they never know about the Sira. They just follow what they heard from their, you know, grandparents,
my
parents,
friend,
everywhere. That
even the Arab, trust me, even the Arab don't understand the Quran. So why are you expecting a guy from India to understand the Quran?
so India, India, we have a population of more than 200 million. You know,
Yeah, but still, I mean, the Arab themselves don't understand. Arabic is my first language, and the first time I was reading the Quran, I was saying, "What the heck? What is this? I mean, what he mean here? What is that?" So it is the most
and
stupid
and
language.
and if you come to my
it is the
family,
most stupid
my
language.
relatives, they are like they fond of Islam, that they have stopped newspaper in their house, that if the girls in their house read the newspaper, they will they will be spoiled. So they don't even bring newspapers. They even don't let the girls talk loudly, so that their voice will go outside, and this is not good in Islam. This kind of thing happens, and the girls also accepted. If you speak against them, this is not good. No, if you tell the girls also that this is this is injustice with you, but they will not believe. This is Islam. We have to go to Jannah, and Islam is all about Jannah and hell. That and the
Yeah.
hell. They will read about hooks and all this thing, and escape the hellfire, and all. This is all about Islam. The people in India and Pakistan, they are following. They scared of the hell. They love to go to Jannah. They are doing all these things, but they never read the Quran. They never read the Hadith. If you have through your or the community or the society, or they are going to whatever.
Okay,
So
my
this
friend.
is the thing. I know. I don't know.
Well, I will be happy to hear from you again. Go and read the Bible. If you have a question, feel free to contact me, and I will be happy to talk
Yeah,
to you
sure,
again.
sure,
And
sure. Because
for
I
me,
found the only person who can answer all my questions. That's why because I never contacted anyone. I tried to research all the things myself and read the things myself, because my friend used to call, Noman Ali and that Tariq Jamil, and we'll find the answer. And if I can read, and I'm a literate person, if I can then why would I go to them?
Yeah. All right, my friend. Thank you very much for calling, and I hope to hear from you soon. And I will be happy to hear that
Thank
you
you very
accepted
much.
Christ
Thank you.
as Lord and
It's a
Savior.
pleasure talking to you.
Take care. Bye.